That'll get you.
It's not only a Kickstarter, it's an OnlyFans.
Wow. Wow. Just wow. You guys. Just,
That's Isn't that
just
great for an intro?
ugh.
Not confusing this one,
Ugh.
Kyle John.
Good God. This week, welcome to OnlyFans. I mean, the Toddcast.
New Dimension OnlyFans.
Right? Oh, I told everybody, like, if I ever get fired or quit, I'm just going to start a cake sitting OnlyFans. So, all you nerd ladies out there, I know you like it.
Calling all cosplayers.
hmm All right, so while we let people start watching and stuffs, um, first, welcome back, Marvin.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you. It's good to be
always
back.
good to coming back, hanging out.
Mhm. Start some trouble.
The hell,
Yeah, already.
right? Yeah, always. Um, so we have a couple events coming up this month. Like most of this stuff is this month. So first, Free Shirt Day is this coming Saturday, the 7th, at all your local New Dimension comics. We'll have some screen printed NDC shirts. You spend $25 on literally anything in the store, you get one free. Sizes are limited, so come early and get your size. Con shirts do not count, so do not try that. Someone already asked, and I told them no. But there is a pretty good like spread of them. And if you miss this Saturday, you can stop by. What is it? 2 weeks later for local comic shop day. 3 weeks later.
Yeah, 28th.
Last, yeah, the last Saturday of the month.
Yep.
Where Comicsburg will actually be at the waterfront. We just need to figure out what times. I assume noon to whenever they decide to leave. Before 8 o'clock, which is fine. They always have a lot of fun. A lot of guys come in and hang out for that, and you guys are always great to hang out and chill with us. We also have Dan Noakes out at the Pittsburgh Mills from 12 to 4. He's a great guy too. He always has fun signs to talk about things, uh, which is great engager. Um, and on local comic shop day, which I've not posted on the website yet, all dollar books will be 50 cents. And then we're just gonna any of the free t-shirts, we're gonna do the same t-shirt sale, the same thing for t-shirts again. Since it's local comic shop day, this our shirt, it's your local comic shop. It makes sense, right? So,
Yep.
so take advantage of the ridiculously large dollar spreads at Mills, Elwood, Ohio, and Butler. Um, Cranberry and Waterfront, they got some, but not like those other stores do. Um, Other than that, we had a couple warehouse bonus sale days. Check our website for those days. The last one is the second weekend of October, the last actual warehouse sale. But the bonus days were all 50 cents. They're all 10 to 4. And I don't remember what those dates are, but I think they're just a bunch of random Saturdays. So go check those out. Um,
So be prepared.
yeah, Cranberry is still hiring. If anyone's looking for a job, please go. No, it's fine. But seriously though, we are looking for somebody part-time up there on a little more permanent basis. So if you're interested, shoot us an email. We'll see what we can do. And then lastly, don't forget that we have partnered with actually sorry, I have two. So we have partnered with Stage AE to do a bunch of concert giveaways. They're listed on the website. Um,
Yes.
and this week we are drawing for the Descendants and Circle Jerks, which is next Wednesday. I will totally see you there. I've never seen the Descendants live. I'm super excited to go do that. It's now at Stage AE. And also, we are giving away tickets to one of the weekends for Living Dead the Music, or I'm sorry, Evil Dead the Musical
Living Dead the
at
musical.
Pittsburgh Music Theater over the West End. If you guys have not seen the show, you need to see this show.
It's
Like
really good.
there's a splash zone of the first 5 rows, and I am told that they have upped the amount of fake blood for this year. So, which I don't know how they can do that because last year they had like super soakers and shit. It was crazy. So this year is I'm pretty sure they're just gonna dump buckets like from the ceiling. But it's
They're just
outside,
gonna
so bundle
hook
up.
up a pressure washer and just gonna shoot it at you.
So
I
they
know the
dump,
guys that run this, and I can see them doing that. Uh,
It
they
is
dump buckets.
Pittsburgh
They
after
say
all. We
we're all gonna
right.
we
laugh at
do
you.
crazy shit like that.
What's that, Marvin?
If they dump buckets of blood, then they have to say we're all gonna laugh at you.
Oh, exactly, exactly. It is hilarious fun. You can listen to it on Spotify or YouTube or whatever your favorite streaming is. It is absolutely hilarious. Um, some of my favorite songs are "What the fuck was that?" Uh, and "All My Boyfriends Keep Getting Killed by Kandarian Demons." Um, those are probably my two favorite. Um, there is a there's a lot of fun. If you've watched the movies, you're going to love the musical. I recommend checking it out. My Find Me Alpha brothers are actually going to be ushering most of those nights. So if you see me there, give me a high five. All good. And then I'll hand you a playbill, and it'll be good. That's how I get to see the show like 7 times every year. It's great. Uh, and I also think Boyd and Blair are going to be helping bartend again this year, or at least donating some stuff to bartend. Last year they made a specific drink for it. It was called like Deadite. It was like Deadite juice or something, and it was very strong. Um, but it was pretty good. It was like blue, turned your teeth blue. It was awesome.
You're not
Um,
a cat.
so make sure you check that out. It's a lot of fun. I will watch all 3 movies and possibly the other extra two um sometime later this year because I
How
that's
about the
usually a
series?
Halloween thing for me. So the
That's your
newest one was actually pretty good. I don't know if you saw that one, like the one that was like in a apartment building.
no, I haven't seen. I mean, it's on streaming, so I'll watch it eventually. What
Yeah.
about Ash versus Evil Dead? Do you is that part
Oh,
of
I've
your?
seen that too. That was great. I really wish they would have gone one more season though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean
Um,
that one got the axe because of viewership. So no one wanted to watch it on Stars. They were streaming it for free
yeah.
instead of paying for Stars. So they were like, they axed it because of that.
Yeah, I think I ended up watching it on Amazon
Yeah.
or Netflix because
Mhm.
it was I was already paying for that service and I didn't want to get stars on top. Um it was either that or we had stars for like a month trial or something and I'm like
Mhm.
I'm just gonna plow through this thing. Because there's like 3 or 4 seasons. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
have them
really,
all
really good
on
though.
Blu-ray.
Oh, way to go, Boomer.
Hey, I don't have to order a streaming service to watch it. So
I
that's
know.
the way I look at it.
I mean, I'm totally kidding. I mean, I think you're only what, like 2 or 3 years older than me. That's not a big deal.
I know, I know. I let you have that one.
Yeah. But I have to get
Uh,
up and I have to go find the disc and then I have to put it in the player and then on
and
streaming
then
I
when
just
it's done, I gotta like do the
right.
next one and all that. Yeah, I know.
And then I
It's
have to and then I have to rewind it. You have to rewind the Blu-ray, man. That's hard work.
be kind, rewind, right?
Yeah.
At least you don't have to take it back to Blockbuster, right?
There you
That was
go.
always the fun part. Like it was fun to go there and rent the movie, but no one wanted to take them back. Nobody. Nobody was
Nope.
like, I got to
That's
return
why
it.
you
I want to.
There's a
drop
reason they
slot,
went
buddy. Drop
bankrupt.
slot.
Reason
Just
they
drop
went
slot that
bankrupt.
shit and walk away. So
But now you
I just
lost
think it's go ahead.
Redbox. Redbox.
Yeah.
It's
I
gone now.
I just I was gonna say like I really I miss physical media a
Mhm.
lot. And all right, now it's time for a small story time. So Justin and I go to Neo Comic Con,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And which by the way was great. It was awesome. Good show. Thanks, Eric. Great show.
Yeah.
Um, so we go set up, and then we're like, we're gonna go to dinner, and meet my buddy, but we have time, so we're gonna go to the mall because it's right there. So we go into FYE, right? Now, first off, this is the smallest FYE I have ever seen in my life. Secondly, the only music in this entire room is one 4-foot double-sided rack that had vinyl. Oh, I'm sorry. There was a bin up front of used CDs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
There was
was
the bin up
like,
front. You see.
what the fuck?
Well,
Yeah.
at least kids are listening to records now, so
Yeah.
there is that physical media.
Are they
So
kids that are buying them, or are they just adults that don't want to fuck up their original pressings?
eh, it could be both.
I mean, it's
Right?
still
Like
the
I
news.
know a lot of Gen Zers that are big
Yeah.
into records.
What's
Yeah.
old is new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
So
believe cassettes are a thing. I'm
Yeah.
waiting to see them in stores again. Like, but
yeah, but
but
then you gotta see
I
where
don't mean like a
Walkmans
record
go.
store though. I want to see them in like fucking gas stations like they used to be. Like there'd be that rack by the checkout that
Yeah.
had like 24 different fucking tapes in there, and you could be
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, I need this Bruce Springsteen tape. Let's do
That's
this."
exactly what popped in
You
my
know?
head too. The
I
Born
was
in the
it was
USA one.
it was like Bruce Springsteen. There'd be an ABBA Gold. Uh, there'd be
There'd
some
be a
kind of
Kiss
doobie.
one in there.
It either
There'd always a
there'd either be
Kiss.
a there's always a Kiss. It's usually alive,
Yeah.
or like a really shitty one like Animalize.
Mhm.
And then it'll be like the Doobie Brothers or the Allman Brothers, but never both sets of brothers at the same time. Right. And Pearl Jam 10 was always in there. Like it was like what the fuck is going on here? Like but that's how I want physical media to return. Like I want that kind of physical
Does
music
that mean
media, I should
Walkmans
say.
make a comeback then? Because if I start seeing a kid going around going, look at this retro headphone and the Walkman, I'm just gonna take it off of them and smack them upside the head.
It have to be a boom box. They have to start. People have to walk
Ugh.
around carrying boom boxes on their shoulders.
Yeah, buddy. I don't even care if they're streaming from the phone to the boombox. It's got to be the boombox. Although you do see that at shows every once in a while. You'll see like the random cosplayer with like the backpack that has like the big like one of those big cylinder looking ones. It's like
Mhm.
$300. Like, and they'll just be like blaring. It's usually like Ghostbusters. Usually hear a lot of Ghostbusters, or it'll be like some Michael Myers will be walking around with the Halloween theme blaring out of his butt. It's crazy. I love it. So, but man, I miss physical media. It's like physical music media. So, my CD collection is quite large. I'll tell you that. And like, you know, listening listening to that stuff on vinyl is there is a difference. There really
Yeah.
is. I never thought there was when I was a kid, but there definitely is now. And I think it's just because like stereos have caught up.
Mhm.
They've gotten so much better.
Yeah.
Because I remember listening to like a couple vinyls of stuff that I have on CD and cassette, and my buddy and I were listening, and I'm like, I've never heard this percussion part right here, and they're just like, right? So, yeah, so it's interesting. All right. So sorry about last week.
Yeah.
Our bad. And also 2 weeks from now, we will not have a show because I will be at the Megadeth concert. So at least I think that's the night.
I was
think
gonna
it's a
say, I
Thursday.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I wanted to come with you on that one too, because it's what
Right. I'm pretty
Megadeth
sure.
and
Yeah.
Mudvayne and someone else. I forget all that remains.
Yeah. I will see or how many tickets I have for that. I'll let you know. Anyway, so we are joined by the fabulous, stupendous, all-round great guy, Marvin Wynn tonight. Creator of the Edge. So much so that he has a lab in his basement where he's actually making the Edge in little vials. He really does have superpowers. His superpower is being able to deal with Pittsburgh public transportation all the time. And not somehow getting sick off it. It's
Yeah.
great. Anyway.
It's making connections. So you get downtown and I'll automatically get the next bus. I don't have to wait.
There you go. You stand there and that bus driver's like, Marvin.
Yes. There now. I can pick him up.
Right? So
he has his own personal bus stop. where they're like, "Hey, there's Marvin. We got to pick him up," and they just stop on a dime and pick him up.
There you go. All right. So, you're here to talk about your Kickstarter for Volume 2, Reign of Chaos. I will put that up here on the screen, and we will talk about that a little bit.
A little bit.
Boom. Look, we pledged. We're a backer. It's right there. All right. So, let's hear it. Let's hear the pitch.
Sure. So this is the volume 2 of The Edge, which covers issues 5 through 9. This is the Reign of Chaos storyline. The gentleman in the bubble there is Chaos, and his team is the Reign. So they've decided that they don't want to wait until humans decide to attack them. So they're going on the assault, which kind of puts the strike team from issues 1 through 4 into a little bit of a position, because it's like now we're fighting more of our own kind. So I put Chaos like in a category with like Magneto, where he's like, I want to form up everyone who has powers that has a problem with humans, and we want to get them before they get us.
Cool. Yeah, it's got a very uh like Brotherhood of Evil Mutants vibe. Which is what I dug of the couple issues that I did get to read before I fell behind again.
Yes.
I swear I'm catching back up. I swear every time. Um all right.
Maybe we'll,
So
we'll
you have
have to do an
17 more
edition where we
days to
just read
go,
The Edge.
right?
Say it again.
I said you got 17 more days to go.
Yes.
You're about 1,600 short.
Yes.
But usually these things tend to hit toward the end. So
Right.
I think you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But we will help you push this as much as we can.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So brought to you by Comicsburg. So let's see
So,
here.
yeah, this is all issue 1. So included in the Kickstarter, you can get volume 1 and volume 2, or volume 1 or volume 2. You can get single issues. Anyone who backs physically gets a bottle of what's called Octus Vis.
There it
So
is. Told you. Told
Octus
you.
Vis is
Making it in the lab in the basement.
the commercial version of the Edge. Each bottle has about 8 or 9 capsules. This is not
Okay.
candy. It's not a pill. Please do not ingest it or put it in any of your orifices. Don't put it in your nose. Don't put it in your ear or any other openings. You crack it open, and there is a scroll in here. Read the scroll, and then respond to me on any social medias with what says on the scroll. If there's something on it, there's nothing on it. Sorry, you didn't win.
Listen, like your little pitch there just reminded me of this one scene of a Scrubs episode,
Yeah.
right? Where Turk is moonlighting at like an urgent care type thing.
Yeah.
And this old guy comes in and he goes, "It's pronounced analgesic, not analgesic." So put it in your mouth. That was just like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah. There's a warning on here though, so please.
okay.
Please
don't
eat it.
Don't actually eat it. Or you're gonna be reading it from your butthole.
It's for reading, not for eating.
Right? Right.
So
So here it says the trade will be 108 pages. That's awesome. So it gets previews of 1, 2, 3, 4 total like
so 5 through 9, and then previews of 3 one-shots. So Blaine High Stakes, okay. Mystic Legends, and another project.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was reading that as a comma. So that's cool. I'm excited for that. So
yeah, so there's covers for Blaine High Stakes, and then Mystic down the blue there too.
Cool.
So then
I will say, go ahead.
Yeah, so you're trading cards, so you get sets 1, 2, and set 3, which will be coming out as the Kickstarter is completing.
Cool. And
then this is the cover
volume 1.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the Scattered Nexus indie card game, which features the Edge characters.
Hmm.
So those cards come with any physical backer gets the cards for free. And this is the cover for Blaine High Stakes. So this one is going to be set at a casino in Las Vegas where the swarmy-looking gentleman sitting on the couch there has some information that he's going to share with anyone who gets to him. So Blaine is there to pull him out before anyone either kills him or gets the information from him. So if the story sounds familiar, I really like that movie Smoking Aces. So it's based a little bit around Smoking Aces.
That's it.
Yes.
I was like, it's like, man, this sounds like a movie I watched.
Yes.
That's awesome. All right, let's see what else we got here.
So this is the Mystics Legend. So we're finally going to explain the whole entire backstory of Mystic Swords. So they have a very long history, and the people who are in this portal are the previous owners of the swords that have been kind of influencing him from beyond the grave.
Let's see.
So this is the Wham Blam. So we partner up with Wham stands. So that's what these are. So they're like holders, and this is magnetic. So this comes off, and it just sticks back on. So Matt, who does these, he also does spinner racks, and he has like a new one coming out that has prices on it, so you can swap out prices on the stand. So like you take it to a con and say this book is $5, so you put the price on it. So he's coming up with a bunch of cool stuff. So we're going to be working with him on some other stuff that's coming out too.
That's very cool.
So you've got graded books. So I've got multiple copies of issue 1 graded. Issue 2, issue 3, issue 4, up to issue 5. So this was done by expert grading services. So they are in the mix of the competition with the other people that are doing the grades. The difference is that they do custom labels. So you clearly can't see it there, but the Comicsburg label is on. I think I took them all back in the other room. So it has the Comicsburg logo on the label, and then they're colored by the cover. So cover's dark, so the label's dark.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I dig that.
So these are sample pages of issues 5 through 9.
So what I was going to say was, the further this book goes on, the better the art gets.
Yes.
And I like the artist, Mark V, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he is crushing it. Just so you know. You can tell him I said that.
Okay. So this is issue 10, which was unlocked when we got to 2000. So cool. Issue 10 with a variant cover is available as an add-on. So that's our.
Oh, there we go. He's in the Philippines.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, I think only James and I are stateside. Everyone else is Philippines, Mexico, Argentina. Wow. So yeah.
That's crazy.
So you go where the talent is.
Yep.
So
and that's kind of like as a con promoter, that was something we were talking about, was like how different, like how places are hard. It's harder and harder to find American creators anymore. There's a lot of American writers, but there's not a lot of artists. Like a lot of artists are Philippines, Argentina, Spain, Canada even. But there's really not a lot in the US anymore. And it's kind of interesting how that works out. So, all right, let me see. I go back to, if I go to rewards. Nope. That's my. Oh wait, yeah, here we go. So these are the available ones, right? Available. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the digital version of the trade.
Wow, so 9 backers on that. That's pretty good.
So you always have to make those digitals available because of shipping. So in some countries, the shipping will be so ridiculous that it's not even worth. So and there's a few countries that I ship things to, and it cost me up over $100 to ship it.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So they bought like $30 worth of product and had to pay $100 to ship it. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with this, so I just throw extra stuff in there for them, just to
Yeah.
try to even it out a little bit.
Yeah, I was talking to one of our stores the other day and we were talking about shipping to Canada, and it's all like $50 or more now to ship to Canada. It's crazy. I'm
Well, I
like,
mean, and it's
we can
because
drive it there for cheaper.
right,
Like,
it's because it's crossing the border, so you
yeah,
can ship something to Alaska cheaper than you can send something to Canada.
right? I'm like, just meet me at the border. I'll bring it
Yeah,
up there. It'll be
throw it
fine.
across. Throw it
We'll just
across.
meet at the duty station. It'll be fine. Just don't ask for manga. You'll be fine. So, all right. So this one gets you that's isn't that the same thing?
Well, no,
Digital. No,
it's both.
that's
Issue
just
volume
two.
1 and
This
2.
one's 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
Then the Edge T-shirt. Nobody's
Oh,
grabbing T-shirts yet. So then I've got the Comicsburg T-shirt there,
cool.
and then we've
I
got
really need to get me one of those. If you guys
and,
want to make baseball tees, I would buy them immediately. Just
I'm working on that right now. I think we're
okay.
going to do it
Or hockey jerseys.
for
You and your hockey
for
jersey.
Three Rivers next year. We're going to show out.
I'd say even if you just make me one,
Yeah,
this needs to be a 2X. I will buy the shit out of it. So so this you get the stand
yeah. You get the
and a
stand.
physical copy of issue 1.
So that's the stand. This is what it will be, the Wham Bloom.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
He even puts these on chains. Like if you want to be like Flavor Flav and wear it around your neck.
Oh man.
Nice.
Ugh. All right, so this one's physical copy of
Yes.
just volume 2. Now, I guess my question is, and this is just as a retailer, um, if I were to order this through Diamond at some
Mhm.
point, is that the same MSRP?
No question mark. I mean, because like when we're dealing with Diamond, we
Yeah.
sometimes have to do a little upcharge to kind
Okay.
of make a profit on that. I
So it
want to
might be $30.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Or I mean,
Okay.
I could cut it down depending on who I get to print it. So it could be
Okay.
$20. But remember, I'm removing pages, so you're not going to get all the backup features. So
Right.
that's really is what's adding to the cost. Is just more pages. So less pages makes it cheaper.
Mm-hmm. I was just curious because I know someone's going to ask me that.
Yeah. It'll
And
have
I
a different
never,
cover too.
yeah, and I never thought about it.
Yeah.
All right, so volume 1 physical edition. Nobody.
Yeah,
What?
they
Nobody's
all
buying
went
it?
for the two or the both. So nobody
Yeah,
went for the one by itself.
yeah. They either already have volume 1 or they're like, I'm gonna get both these.
But it has a different
Uh,
cover.
the
And
issue 1 sampler box.
yeah,
This is kind of cool. Blowtorch Bad Roads. Did I see that yet?
yeah,
Maybe
that was in
not.
the store. Yeah, that's Page's
Is it?
book. Yeah.
Oh, right.
He's our exterior Comicsburg guy from Florida.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, make sure. And by the way, all of these, or most of these at least, available in your local New Dimension comic store
Yep.
for a little bit more than what they're asking here. Support your local comic shop. I mean, what? Support local creators. It's a good time. Um, retailer set. So for those guys who don't know, a lot of people do Kickstarter retailer sets because retailers like ourselves want to kind of get, I don't want to say like a bang for our buck, but we want to make it worth it so that if we put the regular MSRP on it, we're still making some kind of profit while still supporting these guys. And we love to do that. So that I love to see retailer sets. They're my favorite. Um, so this retailer set, for those of you retailers that listen to us, you get 5 copies of 1 to 4 and 5 trading card sets. That's pretty good.
The
Oh,
card sets will be a half comic cade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Yep, and then that one is 5 copies of Volume 1 and Volume 2 with the trading card set plus the Nexus card set. That's pretty good too. Set 3. That's kind of cool. And then over, I love that you called it Over the Edge. This just sounds awesome. So it's literally everything, right?
Yeah.
Like it's one of literally everything. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
For
So
122 bucks, that's pretty good. That's a
right.
good
So you
deal
get
right
the
there.
issue 5 Chaos cover, and then issue 7. There's a gatefold cover that we're going to print for that one. So that one gets thrown in there too.
Nice.
And then we have the original art and the print. So I've got that right here. So that's this.
Wow. That's awesome.
So I
That's
had it as an
very awesome.
add-on, and then I popped it. So nobody grabbed it as an add-on, so I popped it into as a tier. So if somebody is interested in.
The All Gone. Um,
Yeah, that was the early bird. So that ended. I
oh,
ended
okay.
that. So I started it on the 24th. I ended that actually late, really late Sunday. I meant to. I was supposed to end. We were streaming. I was supposed to end it after the stream, but I was like, I'll just let it go. So it went until Sunday.
Oh, good. Cool. All
So
right.
a lot of good stuff for people to try out, and I mean,
Absolutely.
take a swing at it if you like 90s X-Men, 90s Wildcats, things like that. GI Joe Edge is for you because those are the things that I liked, and that's the things that I put into the book.
Right. That's awesome. Looks like Brandon from Dismay Comics is in the chat. He's going to be a guest on the show as soon as we figure out whatever date we can make work for that. It's
You had him on before, right?
yeah. He has another Kickstarter coming up
Okay.
too. And we want to make sure that we help him out too. It was a lot of fun having him on. I was actually wearing the shirt for the book
Oh,
the other day, so it's awesome. So uh but yeah, he'll be on soon, probably like 2 weeks or so.
okay.
So but
So we're just waiting for this one to fund, and then I'll start working on the one for the action figure. That one's going to be a big ask. So, uh, kind of,
yeah.
I'm kind of waiting as long as I can into probably next year. I was going to do it right after this one ended, but since it's dragging so much, I want to wait and see. But probably February, March is we'll popping up the Blaine action figure, and we'll make a stretch goal for Revenant. Those are both
Awesome.
pretty much both of those are already in production. The Blaine and Revenant action figures.
Nice. I will be backing those as well because I personally just want one. So
That's Loose Collector. If you've seen, if you
nice.
haven't seen in there, like they did Lady Death, El Morato. They did what's it called? Rocketeer.
Are they the guys that did
Nice.
Vito's Stray figure?
No, that was Fresh Monkey Fiction.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't think that it went in the stores. I think they did like a really limited run, and he had some of them, but I don't think that made it to Big Bad Toy Store.
Okay. Yeah, I just did a theme song for him. I wrote a theme song for Stray.
Oh, awesome!
So it was like a minute long instrumental. It's pretty fun.
So, for those who don't know, Stray will be appearing in a later issue of The Edge.
Really?
Ooh,
Yes.
nice.
God damn it.
So issue 9. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll be talking about that probably this Saturday. Opens the door for a bunch of other indie characters to come in and help with help the strike team with what's coming. So
Are you
we
gonna
open.
bring in what's the squirrel character that he's been partnering in with?
Oh, Spider
Uh
Squid.
yeah.
Yeah, yes, and
Rock on.
Trash Panda.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
That's
So
awesome. I'm excited.
we got a pretty big list of characters. Like we've got a whole entire cover it has all of the characters that are going to be involved in it. So some of it will be they'll get into the action. Some of it is just cameos. We're going to have some characters just pop in and disappear because they don't really belong there. It's like they'll just pop in. Hey, what are we doing here? And they just go away.
Hmm.
So
So
if Todd McFarlane decided to knock on your door and be like, "Hey, I want Spawn to come and do this with you
Yeah.
guys," yeah,
So if you remember War of the Independents.
yeah.
Yeah. So that never finished. So when they did that, they had the book done, and they had to send out waivers to every creator to sign over that their character can appear in the book, and I already did that. So I did that up front. I got
Nice.
everybody to sign a waiver up front that says your the character can appear, because you have Diamond won't distribute it unless there's waivers.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been friends with Vito a long time, and I was there when Stray launched and stuff. I really enjoy that book too.
Oh
If you
yeah,
guys
awesome.
if you guys are big Nightwing and Spider-Man fans, you should check Stray out. It's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. So
And then the other character that's part of that duo, Ray Heights, Midnight Tiger.
oh, Midnight Tiger. I
Yeah,
love Midnight Tiger. Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot to reply to your email a long
yeah,
time, like a while ago. But I've known Ray for a long time.
yeah, yeah. He wants in. So we were at Heroes, and he came over to the table. Was like, so I heard about Three Rivers Con. Can you get me into that? Like, sure, sure. We got you. Got you.
I just need to figure out. I can remember where he lives because I think he's like West Coast, isn't he?
I
Or down south. It's one of the two.
think he's in the South.
Okay.
I can't off the top of my head remember where he is, but I'll find out really.
Okay. Because he's also buddies with Vito and
Yes.
Sora and all and Sean and all those guys.
Mhm.
So and I loved Midnight Tiger too. Like that was a great book when it
Yeah,
came
he's
out.
with CEX now. Yeah.
Yes. Comics Experience. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's coming. He'll be back in Diamond. I think
Nice.
in the next couple months. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know that was one of those books that imploded with Action Lab.
Yeah.
Which is sad, but I'm glad most of those guys got their
Yeah.
stuff back.
Right.
Some other stuff is still in the works, but
But
it's a
now
thing.
you see it's happening again, right? If you've seen
What?
with another publisher like
Which one?
Scout.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I because I remember asking Sean about that because I saw him and I asked him about this little piggy and I was like, when are we gonna get more? Because like I heard Scouts kind of
Yeah.
imploding again, which sucks because like I like a lot of the stuff they'd put out.
Yeah. I mean, I think where the problems lie with that is that there it's an IP farm in some cases where someone's putting big money into something to turn it into TV shows and movies, and what ends up happening is they get a deal, but it never comes to fruition, so they never get anything out of it, and then they start to find out that you don't make money doing comic books unless your name is Todd McFarlane. Which really doesn't, because all his money is in toys. So
that's true.
I mean,
That's true. And merchandise. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why he put out all the Kiss figures. I mean, he's basically the comic book Gene Simmons.
Yes.
So
I was gonna
I
say,
can't believe I just said that.
I was gonna say, technically, I would say he is probably closer to like the George Lucas version of comics, where he's making toy after toy after toy.
Yeah. And he's
Well,
he's got G.I. Joe now. He's got a G.I. Joe license.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about like,
Let's hope he doesn't
like,
screw up like he screwed up DC. So that's the way I look at it too.
you mean the Wildstorm stuff?
No, like
Or
just the figures, like
oh,
instead of doing
oh, yeah.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, like every time. Like, how about you expand it to like more than just those three characters would be nice.
Right. And
I saw the newest set of those toys. I think it was at the waterfront the other day, and I saw them, and I like the from the neck down, they look fucking awesome, but their faces look shitty to me, and I don't know what it is. They just look very like flat.
I don't think the mold is quite right with them.
Yeah,
It
like
seems
everybody's got a big chin.
Yeah.
Like it's very like
that works for like Superman. Superman has a big chin, so it
yeah.
works with him. But then you go on Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman's chin is as big as Superman's, and you're like, yeah. that don't look right.
Right.
I was like, yeah, his female characters don't look good.
Yeah.
And I thought it was weird that when he did Grifter, and Grifter didn't have a gun, any gun,
Right.
he had a sword, and I'm thinking, how
How does
Who
that
has,
work?
yeah,
Uh,
like the Spawn figures have guns. Why did it like the DC figures can't have guns?
yeah,
I think it's
that's
some sort of like thing in DC. Like DC wants to keep it like kid friendly. So
mm,
it's like they're like you can't put a gun in. And I'm like, okay. I was like, then you shouldn't do a grifter figure at all.
right.
That was his
I'm
whole
still
shtick.
waiting for I'm still waiting for Condiment Man. Really, really
What
waiting.
is it? They do the big ones, like the bigger
Yeah.
uh figures look really good. Like the Swamp Thing
Oh
looks
yeah.
awesome. The who was the other one that was really huge? Trying to think. Clayface. He had a huge
Hmm.
Clayface. The Clayface looks really cool. He's really good at that horror-esque,
Yep.
creepy figure. He's really good at that.
I
And
remember when he used to do like the Dark Circus stuff
oh yeah,
and all the Spawn figures, and they were in
yeah.
those like like cubish
Waterfront just got a
looking,
whole bunch of those.
right?
I had to go through
Yeah.
that whole collection. It was uh dark fairy tales and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Dracula and Mummy and
Yeah.
there were some that I didn't even recognize back in the day because I remember all these figures coming out
Right.
because I was in the retail because the only retail store that would carry those were Spencer's or Hot Topic, like certain Hot Topics carried them because most regular toy stores never carried these because they were too dark and creepy for kids. So you put them in Hot Topic or Spencer's, and that's when the goth whatever
Didn't they
dark
watch the
kids.
video? Kids love chains and smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, but I remember looking at some of these, it's like, oh, I remember that. And I was like, oh, I had that horror figure too. And yeah, the only bad thing about those early 2000, late 90s stuff, the bubbles turned instant yellow.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
the more exposed to light, the worse that looked.
Right. They're like thermal paper, you leave it
Yeah,
in your car on the dash by accident, and all of a sudden the next day it's black because it's just heat pounding on it and it just turns
yeah.
dark. It's crazy. So,
That was like
yeah, I
the
remember getting a lot of those toys when we had the store at Century 3 upstairs. I remember getting a lot of collections of those in. So,
Yeah. They're harder to find.
yeah.
A lot of people got rid of them.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I sold a lot of them at KB Toys. It was a good time. So,
oh man,
yeah.
you brought up KP toys. That brings back memories now.
listen, if you ever come over to my house,
Mhm.
in my garage,
Is it KB
I
toys?
have I took so when we
He stole the
when we
inventory.
closed we had this big blue banner that just had the logo over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So like me and three of the other employees cut it so we each had this big logo. So in my garage is a big banner that says KB Toys on it. It's hanging on the wall. Yeah.
I wish they
Big
would have did
vinyl.
that for Toys R Us. I when I worked for Toys R Us just before they just like dissipated,
Mm,
and it was
yeah.
like there were still some of the old school '80s stuff. Like we still had an old school '80s Jeffrey.
Ooh.
And I was like, boys, my last day. I want to snag that sucker. And someone heard me say it, and they bolted it down to the floor, and I'm like,
Oh,
really? I'm like, so I was like, so you'd rather bust the thing than someone take that and
Mhm.
have that at home. I could see it being in my house right now. Actually, it'd probably scare the crap out of the animals,
yep.
but the cats would
I
sleep
can
on
I can
everything.
I can see Cupcake like getting up in the middle of the night, not putting her glasses on, like walking through the house, get a drink, and be like, "Oh, fuck, it's Jeffrey."
No, we should probably dress them up.
Ah! He'd be like out in your yard. He'd get stolen. Like he'd be like all dressed like he'd be like dressed like the crow. Like
Dress him up in his best political outfit
there you go.
with the
There you go.
put an orange toupee on him, and he'll.
There you oh come on. Come on. I mean, come on. Like whatever did the independents have a animal yet? They could be the giraffes. That'd
That's
be
true. The long necks.
there you go. No, the long necks are like brontosauruses. So, um, cool. So like I brought up the crow. We also need to do our full spoiler version of
Oh,
this.
we
So,
have to.
we're gonna take like 5 minutes here, and
Sort-
we're just gonna give our full spoiler version of this. Marvin, I'm sorry if you haven't seen it yet,
I
but
mean,
we're gonna.
I don't think I have to watch it to know what I know is going to happen. I'm pretty sure that movie was written by Alan Isaac.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So, this is what I was tell. This is like pretty much what I said the last time. Um, I if it wasn't if they didn't call her Shelly and him Eric, I would have given it a better review because it's not their story. But
Yeah.
it as a if it would have been Crow 5 random British people in Detroit, I'd
Mhm.
be okay with it because
Yeah.
like it was a good Crow story, just not Eric and Shelly's story.
Yeah.
Um, but I did like the fact that they developed their relationship a lot better. I thought the fight scenes were great. I There was something you said, you and I talked about, um, where you said like it felt like they were explaining the crow a little too much,
Yeah.
like how it works. And I just
Mhm.
said, I'm I'm pretty sure that's because this generation doesn't catch on to that stuff right away. Like they
The
really need stuff
subtlety.
super explained to them of like because if they didn't explain it, they'd be like, I don't get it. How does that crow make him do this thing and this thing and this thing? Like I can just see it. Like
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
they
I
even
get it. Yeah.
if they did, but
I
you know,
I mean, again, it's like you said. I pointed this out several times on Facebook to people, and I got lambasted big time. And I was like, look, I was not, it was a middle of the road movie to me. Middle of the road, as in it wasn't bad, but it wasn't on the
there
good
was a
side.
yeah,
It was,
it was okay.
yeah,
Yeah, it was okay.
the music, like you said, not my taste. I was just
The
like,
scoring was
yes,
okay,
score was
but the
fine.
soundtrack was
Yeah, the
not good.
soundtrack, I was trying to figure out what they were trying to do
Right.
because it was a mixture of different artists that shouldn't be on an album together at all.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and not in a fun 90s way where they used to do it. No, this was a we're just gonna throw this song and this song and this song, and we'll figure out where we can put it in the scene somewhere. And I felt
Right.
like that's what they did with that, which
I
very much hurts the movie in my
yeah.
opinion. Um,
I also feel a lot of people couldn't get over the tattoos. And I'm just
yeah,
like
oh yeah,
like
yeah. My
who
wife pointed that
cares?
out. She
Whatever.
whispered in my ear, she's like, "Those are the shittiest looking jail tattoos I've ever seen." And I'm like, wow.
Well,
She's
it got
not
immediate.
wrong. I
Right.
mean, again, I
And it got
get
immediate
Hollywood.
comparisons to that the Suicide Squad Joker. I mean, immediately when the first image came out, Suicide Squad Joker. Immediately, people were like, nah, "I'm not watching. It's terrible."
Yep. And
Yeah,
I think that was the problem. But
yeah,
and I'm not a big fan of face tattoos, but
Mhm.
yeah,
like if like the three tiny ones that he had on his face weren't there, it like
yeah.
I would have liked
His
it a little
body
more
ones
just because
weren't
like I
bad. They
personally
were,
just am not a fan of them. But they weren't like so big that it was
yeah,
like annoying to me.
yeah.
Um but
I mean,
I thought
hers were
Skarsgård
fine.
freaking rocked it though, man. Like
Yeah,
he acted the shit out of that part.
yeah.
Like
And he
he
got
was
he
very
was
good.
very jacked for like compared
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was someone was ripping on him, going he shouldn't have been. He's not a good action guy. I was like, do you know what he had to go through it to
Yeah.
do that role? I was like, he put just as much effort into being Eric. And I was like, and the problem was not him. I was like, it was the written of the story in general.
Mhm.
There were too many holes. in areas where they needed to explain what was going on and over explain stuff they probably could have leaned
Yeah.
back a little bit. And I think that was the biggest issue with it. I am disappointed there was no crow insignia anywhere. Like that
Yeah.
was
Yeah. Yeah.
that's kind of a theme throughout all the Crow movies. You probably could have made one or two references and it probably would have been fine. Um, like you said, the bad guy was not really
Yeah, that's one of
eh.
those things that they probably could have described a little bit better. Like, or at least so is he a vampire? Is he just a dude who made a deal with the devil? Like
I
what's
think that's all it was,
like
just the dude
yeah,
that made a deal with the devil. That's so he was a
right?
normal guy who just happened to
Yeah.
have a
So he was a bit
longevity
MacGuffin-y,
through.
little
Yeah.
MacGuffin.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I love the actor. He was excellent. I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
saying he wasn't sinister or creepy like he was.
yeah.
He was excellent. He's always good in whatever he does. I forget his name off the top of my head.
I
But
still like it better though than City of Angels and Wicked Prayer. I still I still think
I
it sits in the middle for me of
yeah,
the five.
that's where I would put it, like I said. And I will say this, they did not use Eric Draven and Shelley Webster. They just used first names. So they
Right.
could kind of deny that. Like, and I think they, during the pushback, they might have cut their last names.
Hmm.
And I think that may be one of the
Interesting.
things that they did to lessen the blowback from
Interesting.
this. So, because it was
Uh,
weird that they never
okay.
referred to them full name, especially
Okay,
if you're
so
in like a rehab type place. You're
right,
gonna
that is weird.
you're gonna
They
use
just
a
referred to them
full
as their
name.
patient number, which was really weird. It was more like
Yeah.
prison. Um, so so I have two interesting cast thoughts for Skarsgård at this point after watching that movie. One, I think he would be an amazing Warren Worthington III. I think he would
Okay.
be a
Yeah.
great angel, especially when he goes Archangel.
Mhm.
Holy shit, would he be great?
Yeah.
He's tall, he's lanky, he's got the vibe.
And he's built. He's built
Yeah.
too.
And now that
He's
I've
not
seen him
skinny
like
skinny.
do
Yeah.
that much ass kicking, Marvin, you need to really work on him as being Blaine. Just saying. Because he kind of has that look to him.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
kind of got that persona to him. He would be an amazing, if nothing else, voiceover.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we have
That
Dreamcast your Blaine.
that was
Actually,
another
here you
thing
go.
that I was
So
not
so
a
if you
big
could Dreamcast the Edge, who
Mhm.
would you Dreamcast your characters at? Do you already have a list
I
of
don't.
like
I don't. And
okay.
it's funny that you say that because I really never really sat down and but I will do that, and then next time I come on, I'll have a
There
cast
you
list.
go.
Hell yeah. I can't believe we're gonna Dreamcast
Yeah.
the Edge. That's what we're gonna do next time.
So what about
So
the Minecraft trailer? Did you?
oh my God, did that look awful? Like
So did
that
you?
it looked better than Borderlands though, I'll tell you that.
You know what it looked like someone, probably Alan Isaac, threw Jumanji into its little thing that it does. Spit
Yep.
the movie out, couldn't cast the rock, so they got Jason Momoa and put a wig on him for some reason. It was like, you like Jumanji, right? Here is Jumanji again. Just bad, it's just worse. And
Right.
I heard that it had 40 writers.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's too
Is
many.
that
That's
just how
too
many
many.
rewrites or is that
Yes,
just
from rewrites of the
oh,
script.
holy crap. That's a
See, there's
lot.
certain things that shouldn't be a movie at all, and I think Minecraft is one of those things that shouldn't be a movie.
Yeah. The Borderlands movie looked awful. And I will tell you, like, so the second Craven trailer that came out, this last one,
Mhm.
made me 100% change my opinion on that movie. Because, like, the first one, I was like, okay, this might not suck.
Mhm.
And then I see this other one, and I'm like, never mind, this is gonna suck. Way to go, Sony, you did it again. Like,
But
Craven himself may not suck because that's how they work. Like, their singular main character is actually very good. It's
Mhm.
just everything around it sucks balls. Like Like the Rhino in this movie,
Yeah.
holy shit, is that gonna look like garbage? Like,
I mean,
I
it looks
like
like he's a
the fact
robot.
that he looks like that though, because he looks very old school Rhino.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
but he
just
better
don't
than a
like the
robot.
idea that it's like, oh,
Yeah. Oh, that's
I'm
so
gonna
awful.
inject myself and become the Rhino. Like that just to me
Well,
that's not
that's
how the
better
Rhino
than
works.
going, hey, it's a guy with a Jersey accent who just happens to be really strong and has spandex on it.
I
And it's
was
definitely
better
like
with
Marvin said, better than the robotic one from the Amazing Spider-Man.
I don't know. I was just gonna say I think I actually like that one better. But we will see. We will see. I will probably try to catch Craven like at a matinee. I'll probably go see it in the theater because I do like I like to go to the theater to see these kind of movies because that's the format they're designed for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Am I gonna go to a full price later evening one? Probably
This is
not
Tuesday
because
bargain day. That's what it is. Tuesday.
yeah.
Well, I am usually off Tuesdays, so you and me could
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say like we're just gonna go
yeah, and
just
my
gonna go
wife won't
watch
want to
this
see
movie.
it, so that'll
Yeah.
that'll work.
Marvin, you want to go with us when we go? All
Can we throw
We'll do a
popcorn at the screen?
review.
And can we do like MS? It was it MSK 3K?
yeah.
Boo the screen the whole time. Boo!
Right.
Although I
Be
mean,
awesome.
what Beetlejuice comes out this weekend, so
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Pretty pumped about that one.
I see a lot of people seeing the screening tonight. So
I think there's something else that comes out this weekend too. That's pretty big. Um, but I
if
know
it doesn't have
Beetlejuice is
Michael
definitely
Keaton in it, it doesn't matter. This is Pittsburgh. We
right.
don't talk about anything that comes out with Michael Keaton. It's Pittsburgh.
All
It's
right. We'll see.
shout out to all the Pittsburgh. It's not only Steelers weekend, so get pumped for Sunday.
I love when he was on
And
Seth Meyers talking about being from Pittsburgh because
yeah,
they're both from Pittsburgh.
yeah.
So
And they're
that's
sitting
pretty
there
good.
like talking about the Steelers, and they're like, "No, you got to
Right.
inject that into them when they're babies."
Yeah.
And he's like,
Oh yeah,
"Yeah,"
yeah.
when
That's what
they're
it was. It
whispering
was
them to
like,
him and shit.
right?
Yeah,
Was it like
yeah,
his grandkids or something? And he
yeah,
was just like,
yeah.
it's like Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, Steelers, Penguins. Go to sleep, Steelers, Pirates, Penguins. Like I was just like, wow.
And then Seth was like, "Yeah, I do the same thing." And then my wife comes in the room and she's like, "None of this shit matters." And
Yeah.
then,
That's how my wife looks at sports. So
That's
yeah,
like the wrestling guy. It's still real to me.
right. All right. So we got we got a few more minutes here. Let's do one last push and then we'll go. So we can go to Kickstarter and just search for the Edge, right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe we could also go and search for your name.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
your
yeah.
icon, by the way.
Oh, I've had that. That's early Google. It's like when
Right.
I first signed up for my Google account. That's the
And then you can also go to theedgecomic.com.
yes.
And there it is in previews. I imagine we can go up to shop. Is it going to be up in here?
Yep.
You can buy all the stuff. Look, there's the Blaine action figure. So all that stuff's on here. And then is there a way to order the is there a way to go to the Kickstarter from here? Like from this
I
website?
always forget to do that on there, so I'll add a link from
There's your reminder.
the website. Yeah. Like I did that last time. Like that's what I forgot to do.
Yeah. That might help. Maybe once you do that, you'll see that last bit of push. I imagine if you go to Comicsburg's website, it'll probably pop. Like you'll be able to go there to get a link to this too. If not, there's your other reminder. And then if people want to follow you on socials, how do they do that, sir?
So you can follow me on Facebook, The Edge Comic, on Twitter, Marvin Wynn, on Instagram, The Edge Comic, and I think I'm on. Was it Streams? Is that it? What's it called? It's Instagram's version of Twitter. Stream.
Threads.
Threads, yeah. So I'm on Threads too. The Edge Comic.
Cool. And as always, like you guys are great. You guys put out some really great stuff.
Thank you.
Makes me proud to be a fellow Pittsburgher. You know, and support my guys from home. I really enjoy it. I think it's got like, especially the Edge. It's got a lot of really good moments in it. It's got a lot of like suspense where you need it to be. The
Mhm.
action's great. The art's really great. You just guys, you just keep killing it, and someday when you're like winning Eisner awards and shit, you just remember us little guys that helped you out.
And never forget you guys. You guys are always going to be on the top of the list to get all that new
Awesome,
stuff whenever it comes out.
awesome, awesome. And there will also be guests at Three Rivers Comic Con again next year. But you can also check them out on local comic shop day at the waterfront. I imagine it will be probably what you, Grant, and the Heroinberg
Yes.
crew.
Yeah.
Cool,
We
cool.
DP moved to Atlanta, so he's an Atlantean now.
I heard that. I'm so
Yeah.
sad. So, but you know what? He can talk about Cleveland all he wants down there. So,
Right.
so
Yeah, but
cool.
it's kind of sad where like now Atlanta has a better QB than Cleveland does. So
Yeah, that's also fair. So.
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Make sure you check out your you go to your local comic shop, buy some Edge, buy some books, support local guys, support local shops. Remember, because that's how we keep our lights on and we keep people employed. And physical media is always a good trait to check. Oh, geez, excuse me. Check out. Um, and just keep plugging away at it. Make sure you guys check out Kickstarter. Go to Blue Sky, go to Substack, check out some stuff. um what's the other one? Comic Webtoons, that's still a thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, go to Webtoons, check it out. So all right, we'll see you guys next time, and keep reading.